Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashim, Mashiach, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rekah, Kadash. I'm back with you with another straight to the point moment, teaching the tenets and doctrine of life, which is this new covenant, and the things that must be preached forth throughout the world before the time of restitution, aka salvation, shall come. And this week has been a blessed week, dealing with the wisdom that's bestowed upon all the brother in the brotherhood, man, teaching forth this gospel is the most beautiful thing that I've seen in these latter days, and will continue to go forth as we march along, teaching forth this gospel before everything comes to a close, man. The book of Hosea, and today we're going to deal with blood touching blood, man. And a warning that goes out to even the brothers in the new covenant about blood touching blood and what we are to do in this ministry, man. Upon teaching the tenets of the doctrine of life, we must also live it. We can't just speak it, but we can't be just hearers of the word, but we have to be doers also. We'll begin here in the book of Hosea, chapter 4. And we'll start at verse 1. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Yasharah Allah. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. So when listening or reading this scripture, man, you must understand the judgment begins with the house of Israel, man. And his house is those of that true tabernacle, man. Remember, he said the 1/3 shall be purged and purged by trying gold and fire, man. So beginning with his house, the true house of God, is with those who have the spirit of the testimony, man. So that's what he's getting in context too, man. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Yasharah Allah. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. And again, scriptures are double, man, because you have those who are in this know, or who know of the new covenant, but still don't have that understanding of truth, because within them, they haven't fully ridden themselves of certain camp tenets and doctrines, man, of the leaven of the Pharisees, man. They haven't ridden themselves of it. Therefore, they have brought in heresies within this gospel, man. They have came in unawares and brought in more heresies within the gospel. And therefore, they bring blame into the ministry, man. Therefore, allowing blood to touch blood, because the blood that we speak upon is Yahushua. And he said, if you continue in sin, then there is no more sacrifice of sin. And that's the context of blood touching blood, man. Verse 2, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. So herein lies the context, man. For us ministers who proclaim to be ministers of the new covenant, are you living it, or are you just speaking it, man? Are you living it, or are you just speaking it? You have to be blameless. You have to walk the walk as well as talk the talk, man. Heavy. Continuing, man. Acts chapter 7, verse 52. And I'm gonna get straight to the point, man, because it's really just that plain and simple. Because you have those who have the gospel and testimony, and we know in peace and charity and love that we work with brothers and bear them. But there also comes a times when brothers literally do things purposely, man. Therefore lies in the matter of blood touching blood, man. Making provisions for the flesh and not fully repenting, man. Not really walking this thing, man. And then therefore you make yourself just like those that you were trying to be separated from. You no different than them. Acts chapter 7. And verse 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Rekah HaKadash. As your fathers did, so do ye. Because you had men back then within the new covenant that received it. And when they came into the new covenant, they brought in heresies, man. Prime example, the brother in the book of Acts, who seen that the apostles were ridding and cleansing people by the Rekah HaKadash, asked for the power. They rebuked him. Once he came in amongst the gathering of those who received the gospel, he sought ways to try to receive the same power of them by money. And they rebuked his ass again. It's heavy, man. The same as doubting Thomas, who needed to see the fleshly body of Yahushua and his wounds in order to believe. The same way John in his moment, his faith was tested, And he had to send out his servants, who he had baptized Hamashiach himself, fully understood who Hamashiach was, but still sent them out to ask, was he the one to come? See, this is a purging, man. This is a true purging, trying the trial by fire, which is the word, man. Trying the spirit by the spirit, man, which is the word. Heavy, man. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted, and they have slain them which showed before the coming of the just one. And you got this amongst men within the new covenant and those who have not the testimony with them. You got that, man. Of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers. Wasn't Judas a betrayer, man? Wasn't he part of the 12 before he betrayed Hamashiach, man? You're not understanding the significance in which we in and about being blameless within this new covenant, man. Not only talking the talk, but also walking it, living it, man. Some of you brothers have sat on a high horse, man. You came in an early hour, and I'm gonna say it again, you came in an early hour, and you don't realize whether the Most High dealt you a hand as much heavy than other brothers, or he dealt you a less hand as you're still working for the same penny. You're still working to achieve the same goal, man. Where's the spare and the mercy for the brotherhood, man? You become just like those you have been separated from, with envy and strife, teaching for contention's sake, man. Continue. He's called us to be bishops, man. Bishops. Heavy, man. Matthew chapter 23, verse 35, man. And we understand the dire need to separate from amongst those who have not the testimony of the gospel, that speak against this, who blaspheme against the Holy Spirit. But we have those who have came in the new covenant, who seek preeminence over men and do the same damn thing. You're no different than them. Not only do you separate your flesh by coming off, right? Separate your flesh, but you also have to separate the spirit from the flesh so that the spirit can rule over the flesh. This is what he meant in context by how ye do always err and resist the Rikah HaKadosh, man. That's the context. Letting your spirit, the Rikah HaKadosh that's within you, rule over the flesh so that you can make wise decisions and be able to speak in a profound way to gather the hearer onto the word, man. Even exhort your brother who already have the testimony that might be weak in another area. Bishops of the church, and the church now is the church of God amongst his men that have the testimony with him. We are that church now. We are the New Jerusalem. Matthew 23, verse 35. Start at verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes. So not only do you have prophets, but you have wise men and you have scribes, men who write things down and take good notes, man. And some of them ye shall kill and crucify. And some of them ye shall scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city. Verse 35, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachas, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. See, Abel was slew by his own brother. Then Cain was slew by Lamech, which Hamashiach redeemed him, right? By his blood. There's another similitude we'll go into later. But then you had those men within the new covenant that were slain by those who heard the gospel. And then you had those within the gospel and testament who bickered amongst one another, man. These are all examples of things not to do. But you niggas read the scriptures in a carnal sense and be like, well, this happened. And so if that happened, it don't mean we don't got the gospel. Nigga, he warning you. This is a forewarning so you don't do the same shit. And blame this into the ministry, man. That brother got the testimony. Pray for that brother, that he get understand. There's nothing like a brother that's redeemed through what? The Spirit. A brother that's willing to say, hey, man, you know what? I was wrong. I wasn't seeing it at that point in time. I apologize, brother. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. And that brother may have the same doctrine as you, but at a certain time, he might not see the same thing because the Lord might have dealt you a heavier burden than that brother. and you have a disagreement. So instead of disagreeing on the principle, you disagree and become disagreeable. Start hating one another, man. Therefore, allow your blood touch blood, forgetting that the blood that brought you into this thing, which gave you the testimony, man. Not understanding the sacrifice and example that he gave to us, all right, on how we should love the brethren. What was the greatest two commandments? To love the Most High God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And the second one was like unto the first, to love your neighbor like unto yourself. This which goes back to the law and to the testimony. Thou shalt not suffer sin upon thy neighbor, man. But some of you niggas are so on your high horse that you'll suffer sin upon your neighbor. Your words become vain, therefore your religion becomes vain, because your speech is not seasoned with grace, man. Heavy, man. Heavy. The book of Psalms, chapter 10, man, verse 7. All right, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, man. So outside of being mischief and vanity on his tongue, vanity is a context here in which it goes into what? Again, a brother having a heavier hand than another brother, then it becomes vain. Because you have one brother thinking he's superseding over another brother. Therefore, he feels like he should have preeminence on him on which way the spirit should work. Not knowing that the spirit moving as the wind bloweth, man. So wherever the Most High or wherever Yahushua deemed it to go, that's how it should work, man. That's how it should work. Not according to your will or your preeminence, but how the spirit moves is according to the just one, man, which is the Most High. There be none good but one, that is God, man. This was Yahushua was speaking in reference to, man. All right? And he's telling us here in this same chapter, man, verse 12, arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thy hand, forget not the humble. Because you got some brothers who are humble enough to realize this, and therefore they lie and move more in the example of blamelessness, man. But then you have some brothers who have lost their humility because they received a heavier hand, again, a little bit more power than the next brother to do a certain job. And therefore they become disingenuous and no longer humble, man. But become arrogant and seek preeminence over the Lord's flock, man. Heavy, man. Continue. Psalms chapter 109, verse 14, man. We'll start at verse 14. And again, this is a warning because we are in these latter times, man. And with patience, long-suffering, and forbearing the brotherhood, just as Hamashiach did, we must walk in the same example, man. We must walk in the same example. Psalms chapter 109. Verse 14. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. See, this is what happened to a man that hasn't fully repented through the Spirit. He still has the ways of those he came from up under. Some, like I said, some of you were part of camps for 15 to 20 years. And it's a joy to see brothers come out of that and receive the gospel. But it's not a joy when you bring those same camp tendencies and like-minded manners out and you deploy them upon the brotherhood that may be the little ones, man. They may be little ones, meaning they may not have the heaviest hand like you, but they have the faith the size of a mustard seed, man, and they truly believe in the testimony of Hamashiach. And we are to exhort brothers, man. Yeah, there's a correction, but there's a way to do it in exhortation, in grace, so that the brother is not deterred, man. You can cause a brother that's in the new covenant to be dissatisfied by what he's seeing, man. You can cause that just by your speech and your example on how you carry yourself, man. And some of you brothers not understanding that. You can make a powerful vid, man. But if your vid is not to the edification of the whole flock in general, then who gives a fuck, man? Salaki, who really cares, man? It becomes vain because your speech is not seasoned with grace, man. For we are being taught by the spirit of Hamashiach, man. The spirit that was given unto him was the same spirit that was given unto us, which is Rekah HaGadash. So all of us are being taught by Hamashiach under the guise and will of the Father, man. We are all been taught by that same spirit. So there's no brother that should have preeminence over another brother, man. We are not to lord over the Lord's flock, but we are to exhort one another and unify. That way we may be what? A house or a grand light to those who need it, man. A light unto the Gentiles, man. Those who have not heard the testimony. Those who have not a damn clue of what's going on right now. But they quick to pull up a vid and see that there's discourse amongst those who don't have a new covenant and those who do. Even a plain, simple man can look up and say, well, the niggas in the new covenant, all of them ain't even getting along. So what are we supposed to believe in? This is heavy, man. And this is what's going on right now as we speak. Because we have a few brothers who may have been doing it a little bit longer than other brothers. And if you see those brothers teaching in the same steed that you're teaching in, because the spirit is being poured out onto them, there's a certain envy, man. And you don't have to like the message, but it's a warning. It's a warning. You're not out here for likes and YouTube views. All right? Though some of us come out and teach, and we are seen open. But then you got those behind the camera, man, that teach as well, that are not seen open. Again, we don't do this for likes. We do this because we're commanded to do it. It's a duty for us to do this, man. We doing this by the will of the Father, man. This is not self-will. What we teach and what we believe in is truly of the Holy Spirit, man. Verse 15, let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remember not to show mercy. He will what? Remember not to show mercy. Even the Lord desired mercy rather than sacrifice, man. But persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. And you got those men who believe in the new covenant that are poor, some are needy, and a lot of them are broken in heart, man, because they came out of these funky ass camps and they had been lied to. Now they received a new covenant. They just want a genuine brotherhood to continue to grow in this faith, man. But you had some staunch niggas, man. And I mean that, man. They have come in this thing, and again, some of you have been doing this a little longer than others. You came in a different hour, but you're going to receive the same damn penny that the rest of us are going to receive. So your lot is no better. We all have a lot within the body of Hamashiach because we are the temple now. So whether you like it or not, you're doing a disservice by not teaching or walking in the example which Hamashiach left us, man. Though he had the apostles with him, and some he rebuked for what? But in the same face, he exhorted them. And his speech was seasoned with grace, man. There's a lot of reference points there, but brothers got to study to get it. All right? Some brothers have to study to get it, man. Verse 17, as he loved cursing, so let it become unto him as he delighted not in blessing. So let it be far from him. So if you're not here to help rebuild or help build up the brotherhood, then so be it. But again, let not your burden be the burdens for the rest of the brothers or the rest of the brotherhood that's watching, man. Because you have a different office. But we all have not the same office, but we work part of the same body to glorify who? Hamashiach, man, which is the glory of the Most High Father. Continuing, man. The book of Romans, chapter 3. I'll start at verse 20, man. Well, I'll start up some verses for context sake. Because this is the example that we have right here, man. The book of Romans, chapter 3, I'll start at verse 9, man. What then? Are we better than they? Are you better because you came in at a different hour? No, in no wise. We're not better. We all going to receive the same penny. We're going to receive the same penny. For we before proved both Jews and Gentiles that they are all under sin. That they are what? All under sin. That they are what? All under sin. We're perfect because of the blood of Hamashiach, man. Not because of what we speak or what we say or how we teach a lesson. We're perfect because the blood, literally, of Hamashiach washing us. Therefore, cleansing our speech, therefore cleansing our body so that we can walk in the light manner of example that he gave us. Verse 10, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. This is what Hamashiach was meaning. Call me not good. There is only one good, but one. That's the Most High. Even Yahweh Shai said don't call him good. Heavy, man. Verse 11, there is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after God. Verse 12, they are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that do good, no, not one. Heavy, man. Heavy. So we have to be reminded of what we come from. For we were once sometime foolish men, stuck in lasciviousness, covetousness, man, perverseness, and on all types of manners, both spiritually and carnally. And in likewise manner, we must show the same mercy that was given unto us through the blood to our brethren who have received the same testimony we have received, the same penny. Heavy. Let us meditate, man. Heavy. Heavy, man. Heavy. Heavy. We're not the teacher stripe, man. We don't have to argue. We don't have to go back and forth with niggas who don't believe. We don't have to do that. He said, he that chooses to remain unjust still, let him remain unjust still. Our main goal is to be blameless and to teach forth this gospel, man. Everything is already set. Judgment is set, man. But judgment begins first with the house of Yahshua Allah, man. And let us not forget, at least we become part of that judgment, man. Even Judas got his judgment. All right? Prime example, Judas got his judgment. Their rebellious spirit that they rebuked twice got his judgment. Heavy, man. And then the reprovals, even John got reproved, man. Yahweh Shai reproved John. And John the one that baptized him. So we have to be mindful of those things, man, while we are here teaching this covenant, man. Whether we outdoors or behind doors, we still have to be mindful of those things on how we speak and how we carry ourselves, man. There's no favoritism between any of us, man. There's no favoritism between any of us, man. Let's continue, man. This is the one. Today's message, blood touching blood. The warning, man. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 29, man. And again, wisdom is double. So it can go either way, man. For the non-believers, it also goes for those who believe. All right? Hebrews chapter 10. And I start at verse 25. Matter of fact, I start at verse 23, man, for context's sake. All right? Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. So let us hold fast our profession of faith, man. And in our profession of faith, not only do we hold fast with it in word and speech through the Spirit, but we also hold fast to it in our walk. All right? That way you can line both the spirit and the body, man. So there'll be no schism in the body. Heavy, man. Verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. Let me read it again. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and good works. So we are to provide solutions to provoke those unto love and good works. Even the brother that may have a lesser hand than us. Because some of us got some heavy hands, man, no lie. Some of your brothers got some beautiful power that the Most High has displayed upon you. But then you have those who might not have the same office and may not have the same labor of love, heavy, Therefore, we have to what? Exhort them through what? Love and patience and charity, man. For this is the second greatest of commandments, man. And this love that we display exhorts them unto what? Good works. Verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. So when he said, gather yourselves, O nation out of Zion, he was speaking specifically about the Israel of God. Not the entire Israel, because all Israel is, but he was speaking about the Israel of God. Those men that he had put his testimony with them to, which is the Rikah HaKadosh. So why forsake the assembly? Why not all of us sit down together so that we can fortify this breach and Yahweh shall be the cornerstone of that assembly, man? Because we have the witness within us. As the manner of some, as the what? As the manner of some. Because some of you, though you read the scriptures, you have already done this, forsaking the assembly. You know, you're those over there, and we are just over here, as you put it. But exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. So as we see the day approaching, because we already are witnesses of these things, and we testify the true prophecy, which the gospel of Hamashiach, let us exhort one another. Let us gather together, not forsaking the assembly. All right? Verse 26, for if we willfully sin after that we have received the knowledge of truth. Again, this is speaking to the brothers in the new covenant. For if we willfully sin after we receive the knowledge of truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. Heavy. Heavy, man. Let us meditate. Heavy. Heavy, man. Heavy. Let us meditate. Let us meditate. Heavy. 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 Warning, man. That's a warning. That's a beautiful warning. Verse 27, man. But a certain fearful looking for of a judgment and a fiery indignation which shall devour the adversaries. So you will make yourself an adversary if you can't be mindful of what we have learned in these latter times, man, according to the spirit that has been poured out upon all flesh. You're going to make yourself an adversary, man, because you're not mindful of these little things, man. Verse 28, he that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Verse 29, of how much more sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy again, those who have received the testimony. This is the context that you see in verse 26, thought worthy, who have trodden under the foot the Son of Man, the Son of Yahweh, and have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified. So this is after he had received the testimony of the truth. Let me read it again so you can get the context. It's always a context, brother. Wherewith he was sanctified an holy thing, an unholy thing, and have done despite unto the Spirit of grace. I pray you understand. With that, I want to give all praise to Kahallah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikah HaKadosh. Shalom,